All right, leaving the parking lot there at the end of Twisp River Road, looking up at the mountains, heading into the woods this way, hoping to make it up to Twisp Pass. Smoke is threatening to move in, so we'll see how it goes. There's a little bit of fireweed still blooming along here. We'll see if there's more further up in or not. A lot of this is just past prime. There are some thimbleberries along here ripening in the shadowed areas. Already done out in the open areas. But, yummy treat. All right, working our way uphill. We'll soon cross the creek you can hear in the background if you can hear it. And we come to the wilderness sign. So, wilderness area hiking for the next bit. Unless we get up and over the pass, then you hit the national park. These berries, if I can focus in on them here, are unbelievably brilliant. Hard to tell here on the shadowed underneath of them. Down valley where we came from, you can see the smoke, and unfortunately the breeze is still coming from that direction. Don't know if you can see the haze between here and the mountain. That was clear a while ago. And starting to get hazy, so wind is supposed to shift, but we need it to shift and get the smoke out, or at least let it not get worse if we're gonna go on. But here ahead is water, and we'll have food. More huckleberries, yum. And the leaves on this plant look like currants. But see if I can zoom in on these seed head things here. Look at the thorns on these things. I'm not sure. On a plant that looks kind of like a currant. So let me know in the comments if you know what this is. All right, the leaves on this plant to me look like false Solomon's seal. I don't know, do the berries get that red? Anyone who knows anything about it, let me know. And we're almost to water, you can probably hear it. All right, over the rise, there's the water signs. But before we worry about what we're doing and where we're going, we know where we're going. We're sitting here to enjoy picnic. Food first, then decisions for hiking. Not a bad ambiance for a picnic. And down here is our picnic, or I guess you could say our lunch bag. And inside I'll unwrap it first, and then I'll show you what we're looking forward to. Alright, so our son put us onto these sandwiches here. It's the gas station in Twisp, I think it's a Chevron maybe, with a sub shop inside of the gas station. But the amount of meat on these sandwiches is unbelievable. I guess there's a reason they call it the Destroyer, but good amount of protein for helping muscles through this uphill climb. Beautiful spot here, nice pools of water, small rapid, but look into that pool up there for water. Alright, well, we crossed the river and we are going in the right direction. We'll see if the smoke gets worse or if the wind shifts. It's uphill all the way from here to the pass, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, significant, aside from huckleberries actually ripening on some of the bushes, is these bushes are changing color already. It's been dry. Well, before we go around this corner here and head up in, we have a break in the trees. I thought I would look back down all the way down in the bottom down there around that corner is where we came from, all the way up here. But you can see above there the mountains there soaring above us to the north, and I guess the west, and also the south up there, and we're heading for the low point in the sky there between the mountains. So onward towards Twisp Pass. All right, there's the trail. Worked my way in across some deadfalls to get out to this rocky knoll above this wash, arroyo, draw, whatever, to try to see around the trees that we're stuck in, to see the views up ahead. That's the direction we're heading in. I'm sure we'll come out of the trees at some point and I'll get a closer shot. But magnificent country. All right, we found a gap in the trees. So heading up right to the right of the trail, but then from the trail up ahead and off to the left. I think if you went that direction, you'd end up heading towards Stehekin if you went south that way. Well, coming uphill in the sun in what was, at least down below here, a burn area, you're thankful for these patches of shade that you can get. Take a break out of the sun. There's a bit of a breeze off and on. It's a bit cool coming out of the mountains, so thankful for that as well. But I see a shady spot here. We'll probably take a breather, catch our breath, and reset for the last little bit of uphill, hopefully. Appreciating the break in the trees to get this view. Although the sun is a bit warm, the view is certainly worth it. Great place to see. This is an impressive rock wall they made above the trail here to keep this from sliding down and filling the trail. And spots of shade here and there, but man, what a great place to get a view. Oh, and watch, is that an eagle or a hawk? Looking down. Working up along the side of this rock right here. Trails hanging to the edge, but look at this tree up here growing right out of the side of the rock in the hill. For up here, that is a nice sized tree. Insignificant for us at the moment. It's casting its shade right here on all these rocks so it feels cool rather than baking us. Making our way up slope, kind of framed with rock on either side, but framing. You can see the one peak above and beyond gives you an idea. There's a view out here, so pause and turn over off trail. See if we can get up over this rock here. Bit of haze from the smoke from Canada, but spectacular views nonetheless. Give you an idea of the trail we've been walking along here. Here we go, turning around, you can see the other way. Trail working its way along rock slope above and below. But man, opening up into incredible views. Still working our way up. You can see further and further down, back around the corner where we came from. You can see this draw just keeps working its way up into the mountains. And their trail keeps following the slope above it. little bit further yet. Huckleberry heaven along this trail, all the way along here. Nice treat while you're still working your way in. All right, so our nice open trail on the slope suddenly got overgrown. This is chest height, so you're down in here is the trail, kind of watching for rocks on your feet. But I don't think this will last too long, hopefully. See, rocks hiding. And a weird combination of all this overgrown stuff we're pushing through, and suddenly to the left it opens to views again. Onward. After that last uphill, it looks like we're flattening off here a bit. Hopefully here in a moment, up ahead we'll break through to some views, hopefully. We'll see. Okay, well before the views, at least here we note the sign, North Cascades National Park, Stephen Mather Wilderness. We're entering. Pets and hunting prohibited. So our doggies, obviously with the heat, wouldn't be with us anyway, but aren't with us on this trek. Sign letting you know if you go west, that's left here. You get the Pacific Crest Trail and the road to Stehegan. All right. Continuing, I think it's west here, up through this gap. We'll soon see, there's one mountain already. Here we'll have to get up ahead to where we can get out of the trees to get more views, but we'll see. That's directly west or northwest, but it'll, I think, hook around, be able to see southwest, see if it opens up to more views beyond the trees here in a minute. Took this spur trail off the main trail. I think this is, I'm not sure, but I think this is the trail that continues and goes down, unless there's another one further up to the lake there. But the views to the west of Snowy Peaks. What a beautiful area here. And that's, I think, Dagger Lake down below us there. Try to take time to appreciate the views on the way back down. The good news is we will make a lot better time going down than we did going up. It's not like the views going down and out are all that bad while you're walking downhill. Definitely a hike worth taking if you can. Can you see that camouflaged grouse right there in the dirt? Guess she just walks down trail ahead of us, or turns off trail at some point. Alright, off you go, girl. Alright, done with the break at the creek, getting water, heading back to the trailhead. Definitely a great place to go if you can. This creek runs all the way down to Twisp to join the river, but this way. Well, on our way down, and then especially here near the break by water, we've gotten some huckleberries. And we have plans for these. Alright, parking lot and cars in view. Again, I'd highly recommend this hike if you ever get a chance. Washington Trails, I think she said listed as hard. Somebody's got a trail cam there, check that out. Listed as hard. We have a book that listed as easy. I would say, depending on your fitness, it'll range anywhere in between there. Definitely this time it felt a lot more hard, especially the last little bit of up to the pass for us. But if we were more fit like we used to be, I don't think it would be easy, but maybe around medium. So it depends on your fitness, but the views are there to be had, whichever way you consider it.